What's going on, guys? Pegasus and the Wise Guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you sub, make sure you hit the bell. This is a two-part video. The first part, I wanted to talk about a tech that I noticed over the weekend and a little bit of testing. It was just really interesting. And also the sub-tier list from the extravaganza was really interesting as well. But let's get into the tech. The tech is number 82, Heartland Draco. And here's why. Let's look into the card, shall we? The card specifically takes 2 level 4 monsters, and it says while you control a face-up spell, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, semicolon. This turn, this card can attack your opponent directly, but other monsters cannot attack. Now, why does this matter? Because there's another card that actually matters in this meta, and that card is AA Zeus. Now, when will this matter? If you're playing a rank 4 deck that literally isn't Zoo, like anything that's a level 4 deck, possibly, you might want to consider this card because it would help you to actually play Zeus in case your deck couldn't before. I've noticed that. Maybe I'm just using Harpies as an example, or anything that's level 4 in any way. Maybe I'm not even Striker. Even Striker could do something like that. Theoretically, I'm just thinking of anything that's level 4 right now. It may not matter right now, but it could matter at some point in the future. Now, obviously, it's only going to be a Zeus that can wipe the board one time, but that's still something that you might not have known about, and that's why I mentioned it.
So guys, as far as the sub-tier list, just to touch on this last little bit, I thought it was really standard, but also had a little bit of innovation in it. And it's not so much innovation, it's more so consistency, and that's what you see with the duality and the prosperity together. I thought it was really obvious and really clear cut that the 2 cards together can help you see a very large portion of your deck. Obviously, you guys have already seen this list several times over. I'm just kind of analyzing it. This is the first time I've got to sit down and look at it. The shifters are really impressive. They obviously did their job. The several games that I watched, he did really well with them. Locked his opponent out against Virtual World, against Drytron, against any of these combo decks that need their graveyards. Having to actually cut off their resource pool is very powerful, and it allows you to pretty much go first and skip your opponent's turn most of the time. Sometimes you can still put up some kind of board against the shifter, but most of the time shifter is really game changing. The talents I thought was really interesting, be as, you know, sub-tier just can't deal with big monsters. Therefore, if they operate on your turn at all, then you're obviously going to punish them a little bit. And then the Book of Moons, the Cave Clash, I really is impressed by them. I'm impressed by the Summon Limit because Summon Limit is such a powerful card and so similar to Vanity's Emptiness at its full height of power that I really liked that as well. And getting into the extra deck, obviously you have stuff like the Waking the Dragon targets and the Starlight Road targets. If you see down in the side deck, I really thought that was pretty self-explanatory. Being able to get to 2 monsters to be able to get to a Dragoon is also a little bit more fluid than you would think in this deck, especially off of a Fiendish. But then the rest of the stuff, if they actually happen to side in back row removal and they don't hit the right things, they're in a lot of trouble. So again, when you play against some of these decks, you have to really time it up and you have to make sure you don't hit the wrong cards. I really like this list. I think it's really solid for any player that's playing sub-tier to begin with. But I also think there's some great improvements that could also be made. That's about all I got on that, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am out. See you next time. YG, baby.